Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. In the last episode, after completing the Sea Stone Mission 7, we ventured all the way back to the Archlight's Deep, and then we ventured all the way over to the destination marker, and we entered the next area beyond the Archlight's Deep, so we progressed the main story just a little bit, and by progressing the main story a little bit, we got the shops upgrade. So now all of the shops are upgraded. You can now buy all kinds of new weapons, items, accessories, and components. Now the most important thing you can buy is if you go down to the Lenora's garage, you can now buy perfect conductors, and superconductors. Now these are very important components whenever you are talking about upgrading your weapons and accessories. So that was the final pieces that we needed to upgrade our weapons. So I know you guys have been waiting for a very long time to start upgrading. Well, now's your chance. As long as you have money, you can start upgrading. Alright, so how much money, you ask? Well, it depends on what you want to upgrade. Now, we're only going to be upgrading to stage 1 for now, stage 2 maximum, but you're going to need these things called crystals in order to transform your weapon once it's fully upgraded. So, if you're wondering about how much money you should need in order to upgrade so that your weapon will be significantly stronger, I would suggest anywhere between 100,000 to 300,000 gil. So if you don't have that much gil, then you can go ahead and check out the previous episode where I explained how to get gil in chapter 11. All you have to do is keep fighting the Sea Stone Mission 7 over and over, and each time you beat it, you get 5 bomb cores. You can sell the 5 bomb cores for a total of 3,000 gil. And then it's going to be very hard to do right now because we are not really that strong yet, and we don't have upgraded weapons at all. So I highly advise to wait a little bit, which is why I really suggested back in chapter 6 and 7 to grind for incentive chips so that you would at least have 100,000. So that you can get a head start on your weapons to make them just barely strong enough so that you can start CP grinding and gil grinding. Alright, so if you're struggling or if you're just shy on 100,000 gil, you can sell your components. Now, you need to be very careful when selling components. So, if you're wanting to sell your components to get more money, I would highly suggest to go to your inventory, press Y, go to your, or triangle, go to your inventory and sort your components by categorizing it. And then once you have your components categorized, they should all be nice and neatly displayed. So you'll see that there are some with a bone, and then there are some with a bolt beside them, and finally there are some with stones beside them. Now everything with a bone you can sell. Except for this. Hold on. You don't want to sell any sturdy bones or otherworldly bones. Now if you have to, you can sell the otherworldly bones, but make sure you keep any sturdy bones you have. So I'll quickly show you. I'm going to go ahead and sell all my components. Except for the sturdy bones. Now note that you should only sell the components that have bones beside them. The bolts you need to be very careful with because some of them you might need. Alright, so when you get down to your bolts components, don't sell any of them because some of them you might need. Alright, so you want to get down to upgrading, huh? First thing you want to do is go to Creature Comforts, go to Buy, and buy 99 Sturdy Bones. This is going to cost you a total of a little bit over $6,960, depending on how many Sturdy Bones you already have saved. So you want to have 99 Sturdy Bones. Now, if you want to continue selling all your components and you really want to know which ones do I really need to keep, well, first of all, let's talk about upgrading the lesser items. So when it comes to upgrading weapons is where it really costs money. But when you want to upgrade your accessories, you can do that with any components you have. So let me quickly show you guys. So if you want to know my setup, what accessories should I upgrade? Okay, so the only accessory that you got that you should upgrade right now is a Whistle Wind Scarf. And you can use any one of your components to upgrade it. Alright, so your Whistle Wind Scarf will be upgraded.
Alright.
So now let's take a look at your fully upgraded accessory. So for accessories, you'll see that you need to upgrade your accessories until it has a star right next to it. Now accessories are fairly easy to upgrade. Usually you don't need a lot of experience to upgrade it. So you just basically pile components, random components on top of each other. Usually you want the components that have a higher experience rate, but depending on how much you need to max out the accessory, you might want to use something that has low experience and save your higher experience components for something that requires more experience to be maxed out. Okay, so it's really tricky upgrading for your first time, but once you figure it out, it's really easy. So once your accessory or any weapon has reached its maximum level, it will have a star right next to it. So as you can see, it says Whistle Wind Scarf and it has a star right next to it. At this point you cannot upgrade it any further. However, you can transform it into something completely new that usually has better upgrades. So I suggest to do this in your game as well. So as you can see that the Whistle Wind Scarf has a star next to it. Now if you try to upgrade it, press A on it, and you'll see that nothing will let you upgrade it any further besides crystals. So now is where crystals come into play. Once your weapon or accessory is fully upgraded and has a star next to it, you need to transform it so that you can level it up again. So transforming it requires a certain crystal, and usually crystals are very expensive if you don't already have them in your inventory. So in order to upgrade the Whistle Wind Scarf to the Aurora Scarf, you need a Rodro Crossite. If you have one, go ahead and use it. And it'll say Whistlewind Scarf star. Upgrade this item? Choose yes. And as you can see, the type has been modified. Whistlewind Scarf. And the ability that it had was ATB Advantage. The Aurora Scarf, level 1, has First Strike. Alright. So now that you have an Aurora Scarf, now once you have the accessory in its final form, you really don't need to upgrade it anymore. And if you want to know why, it's because you should only upgrade an accessory in its final form if you're trying to disassemble it to get really good components and items from disassembling something. So once the accessory has reached its maximum level, you can transform it into something new. As you just seen, I did the Whistlewind Scarf, upgraded it to full, and transformed it into an Aurora Scarf. So now you can virtually leave the Aurora Scarf alone, because upgrading it any further will not give you any more abilities or anything like that. All that it means is that whenever you disassemble the item, if you ever want to throw it away, you can disassemble it and you can get some rare items or components from it. And if you have it maxed out, then the chances of getting a rare item increase. So once the accessory is in its final form, like the Aurora Scarf, there's really no need to upgrade it. But since I have so many extra components, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it anyways. So there it is, Aurora Scarf maxed out. Now if you want to know what the Aurora Scarf does, let's go ahead and replace Shaman's Mark with it. As you can see, it fully charges the wearer's ATB gauge prior to battle. Meaning that as soon as you start the battle, you're going to have a full ATB gauge. Which is really handy, because as soon as the battle starts, you can already unleash a full ATB gauge. And if you've leveled up your characters so that they have 5 ATB gauge segments, that means you can get 5 strikes off before the enemy even sees it coming. That's why an Aurora Scarf is very handy. So let's go ahead and equip that to Lightning. Now let's talk about something that's very hard to get, and usually people don't get it at all. Alright, so now we're going to talk about an accessory that will give you auto haste. At the start of battle, you'll have an accessory that will give you auto haste. So, let me show you guys how to do it. Now, it's really tricky. Step number 1, and I hope you guys are paying attention. I'll show you guys in another episode in the future, because we only have one item that we can turn into the sprint shoes. So, in the future, I'll show you guys one more time. But if you're watching, I highly suggest to pay attention. I'm going to go slow so you guys know. Alright, first of all, you're going to want to go to your accessories. Once you're in your accessories, you want to find the accessory Tetradic Crown. Right here. Tetradic Crown. Cast Protect, Shell, Veil, and Vigilance the first time HP is low. Now if you've already completed the Sea Stone Mission 7, you might have more than one of these. So if you do have more than one, then you'll be able to get 2 sprint shoes. But I only have 1. So I can only get 1 pair of sprint shoes right now. By the way, sprint shoes is what gives you auto haste. That's the accessory name. Alright, so from the Tetradic Crown, you'll have at least 1 because you obtained 1 after the Bahamut battle at the end of the 5th arc. So you go to your Tetradic Crown and go to Upgrade. Now you're going to want to max out your Tetradic Crown. So use any components, and underneath the component name you'll see how much experience it's going to give you. Now for accessories it really doesn't matter, but for weapons it's a completely different story. So we're working on accessories first, then we'll get into the weapons. So for now, pick any one of your components, usually the ones with the bolts, because they give you more experience. And make sure you at least get 1,000 experience. Because as you can see in the left hand side, you'll see the Tetradic Crown level 1. Attributes, critical Tetra defense. Beneath that it says experience. 0 out of 1,000. That means you need 1,000 experience in order to level it up. So pick any accessory or pick any component and make sure that beneath the component it says experience. Make sure it's at least 1,000 so that you can max out the Tetradic Crown. Once you have found something that'll give you 1,000 experience, you usually want to use a lesser valuable component. Save your really rare components that give a lot of experience for later on for your weapons. For now, just use a lower class component. But once you've found some components and used enough of that component to give 1,000 CP, choose to improve the weapon. Now you can see that the level is improved. Tetradic Crown level 1, which is critical Tetra defense, has leveled up to Tetradic Crown Star, critical Tetra defense. So nothing's changed, it's just at a higher level. Alright, so now that you have that Tetradic Crown at a star, now we're going to talk about dismantling. So the first step is make sure you have a Tetradic Crown and you have it leveled up to a star. Second of all, you're going to have to dismantle any 3 accessories. So what dismantle means is you're going to completely remove that accessory from your inventory and you're never going to get it back. But when you disassemble it, it'll give you components and items that you can get from the disassembled accessory. So pick any 3 accessories that you're never going to use. I don't like iron bangles because they're only HP plus 50, so I'm never going to use that again. So disassemble. All you have to do is press B and go back to dismantle. It'll say upgrade or dismantle. Go to dismantle and then go to accessories. Now choose to dismantle 3 different accessories. They can be the same thing. So I'm going to show you guys. We got to dismantle 3 accessories. So I dismantled the first iron bangle and I got a transformer. I dismantled the second iron bangle. I got a transformer. And I dismantled the third iron bangle and I got a transformer. Now, once you've done that, go to the Tetradic Crown. You're still in the dismantle menu. As long as you have the Tetradic Crown with a star beside it, meaning it's fully leveled up, after you've dismantled 3 accessories that you don't want anymore, dismantle the Tetradic Crown. Now you can see that you obtained a green needle, you obtained a guardian omelet, you obtained an auric omelet, you obtained a watchman's omelet, you obtained a pair of Hermes sandals. So the Hermes sandals is what we were wanting. These can be upgraded into sprint shoes. Alright, so once you've leveled up the Tetradic Crown and got a star beside it, then you dismantle 3 accessories. Once you've dismantled 3 accessories, dismantle the tetradic crown with a star beside it. That will give you a pair of Hermes sandals. Now you want to go to upgrade. Go down to accessories and go to the Hermes sandals. As you can see, Hermes sandals cast haste when HP is low. Functions only once per battle. So now we're going to start upgrading the Hermes sandals. Alright, so as you can see, Hermes sandals is critical haste and it's level 1. Beneath critical haste it says experience 0 out of 60. So pick any component and choose to use enough components so that the experience below your selected component says over 600 experience. Once you found something that'll give you over 600 experience, choose to upgrade the Hermes sandals. So now as you can see, the level has been improved. Hermes sandals went from level 1 critical haste to Hermes sandals with a star, meaning it's max leveled. And nothing's changed, it's still critical haste. Now, the final step. Go to upgrade and go to Hermes sandals. As you can see, nothing will let you upgrade it any further because it's max level. So now you need the correct crystal to upgrade it. And I don't have one. So now you go to shop. Go to the mother lode and purchase one perovskite. Now it's $30,000, so it's a good chunk of change, but trust me, it's worth it. So buy one perovskite. Once you've got an upgrade crystal, go to upgrade. Go back down to the Hermes sandals. And choose to upgrade it with the perovskite. It'll say Hermes sandals star. Upgrade this item. Choose yes. Now it'll say type modified. Hermes sandals star critical haste. Turns into sprint shoes level 1 auto haste. Now you have an accessory that will give you haste at the start of battle. The sprint shoes. These are very, very handy. Now, as stated before, once you have an accessory in its final form, you don't need to upgrade it anymore. Upgrading it further will not increase the effect of auto haste whatsoever. All it does is mean that once you if you want to disassemble the sprint shoes, you'll get better items once it's disassembled. So once you have a pair of sprint shoes, you don't have to worry about upgrading it any further. You already have auto haste, and upgrading it further will not increase the duration of auto haste or anything like that. All it means is that whenever you choose to disassemble the sprint shoes, which we're never going to disassemble sprint shoes, but if you did want to, it'll give you better items. But just because I like seeing the star next to it, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade it so that it has a star next to it, because I have so many components. Alright, so now that I broke it down, now you guys know how to upgrade your accessories. So now you can change that platinum bangle for the sprint shoes. Now once you have some passive abilities, you can look over on the right hand side. Now you'll see a list of your passive abilities. So lightning has first strike, auto haste, and ATB rate plus 10%. This means that her ATB rate will charge 10% faster. Auto haste means you'll have haste at the start of battle. First strike means you'll start the battle with a fully charged ATB gauge. And that's what Aurora Scarf does. So this is the setup I have for lightning. I have Aurora Scarf and sprint shoes. These are my favorite accessories to have on lightning. Now sooner or later we're going to learn the third accessory slot. This will allow Lightning to equip 3 different accessories. But until then, all we have is 2 accessories. Alright, so now that you guys know about the sprint shoes and the Aurora scarf, now you guys know how to upgrade your accessories. Experiment and do whatever you want, upgrade what you want. Don't upgrade weapons just yet, because I'm going to cover that on the next episode. And I'll also tell you guys what accessories you should have on your other characters in case you're wondering. Alright, so that's going to complete this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was useful. And I'll see you guys next time, wherever we start upgrading some weapons and quite possibly get some new accessories to put onto Vanille and Fang. See you guys next time on the next episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII.